Welcome to the Spin Wiz Comic Show.
Whoa.
From Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us for exclusive interviews with the publishers bringing you the newest titles in indie comics, webcomics, movies, and more.
No way.
And now, here's your host, Jeff Palumbo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. I know all of you are probably glued to your PC anyway because we're waiting for Nevada to actually, or Nevada, depending on how you say it, to give us what the hell is going on with the presidential election. So it is great to know that you're coming here because you're sick and tired of that. Instead, you want to talk comics because that's why I'm here. So thank you all for being here. It is Wednesday night. Obviously, if you're live, you're here with us, but we appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, it's not Wednesday night. It's whenever you decided to sit down and watch us. Me right now, but my guest here in a minute. My guest tonight has been on the show before. He has got a crazy Kickstarter going right now, which is actually just blowing everybody's minds. And with it, a list of breakthroughs and like extended prizes and all sorts of giveaways, and he's just been destroying this Kickstarter. I'm not going to talk about it because if I was going to talk about it, you'd just be listening to me. I'm going to bring him in. Let me make sure that he's unmuted this time. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob Multari, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good, man. Thanks for being here once again. I appreciate it. It's been about 7 months.
Something like that. Maybe a little less. I think June or July.
Oh man, 2020. I don't even know anymore. It's just like some weird time warp.
I've been stuck in the same room for the last several months.
Yes. But I appreciate you taking time to come and be back on the show. Exciting times, obviously for you. Your Kickstarter, which went live about 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, October 19th.
Okay. You're crushing it. 215 backers, 12,000 pledged from a goal of 5,000. You're into all sorts of stretch bonuses.
Oh yeah.
Like, holy crap, man. Like, that's insane. So I'm going to drop the link for the Kickstarter in here. You got 6 days to go. So obviously if you're watching it live, you want to hit that while you can because it's only going to be there for a little while longer. If you're on YouTube, I'm going to try to get it up before the 6 days is over so you can be like, well, this is amazing, and I got 1 day left, and there you go. So for those people that really I know about Nightwolf, obviously. We've talked about it before. You've been a partner for months now. For those people that really want to get the gist of what Volume 1 is about, do you have that elevator pitch like memorized and have spit it like a million times already?
So, Nightwolf is a story about a young man who finds out that he's born a werewolf and gets thrown into a supernatural war against demons, witches, vampires, other werewolves. And basically, he has to learn how to cope with finding out that he's a werewolf.
That pretty much does it. And one of my favorite characters looks like the Baroness.
Oh, yeah.
From the original G.I. Joe. I remember bringing that up on the last show, and I'm like, wow. I mean, the art is fantastic. I think everybody needs to know that it really is excellent done. The colors are wonderful, and I think that can make or break a comic. We've talked about that before.
Oh yeah.
Where we see people with great pencils, great inks, and they put color on it. I'm like, wow, that went to shit real quick. But everything you have is just smoking. Like, it's just really well done. It's already successful. What are you kind of putting out for that reason of the high amount of success for this one? I mean, you were successful on the other ones too. It's not like you weren't.
Yeah.
But this one's crazy stretch.
Well, I think with this one, we're already a week, basically where we were last time at ending. I think with this one, it's because we have returning Wolfpack members, as I like to call my backers, as well as new people jumping on, because this is not just a single issue. This is a trade paperback collecting the first 4 issues of Nightwolf. Plus, we're also adding in 16 new pages of story.
Oh, damn.
And we're also adding in a bunch of new pin art as well as the cover art variants. We're putting all that in this trade. So it's going to be over 152 pages of gorgeous, gorgeous art. You know, for me as a fan, like that's why I was striving to have something where, you know, the colors pop, the line art's amazing, the story is fantastic. As a, you know, even as a fan for myself, like I enjoy it, and I want it to be something where, like, even for myself as a fan, I enjoy it where everybody else could enjoy as well, especially werewolf fans, people who are just into supernatural stuff, vampires, witches, demons. I mean, it's got pretty much elements of horror. It's got fantasy. It's got modern, you know, urban fantasy, all mixed into a blender, and it's coming out, and it's in your face action. A friend of mine once said it's high octane werewolf story.
It really is. Yeah. Yeah, an action story rolled in with a werewolf background. But it's drama too.
Oh, yeah.
Like let's not say it's not dramatic. I think you do a good job at that. You know, it's not just all action. There's a love story, and you know, there's not all jugular ripping.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's like I said, it's, you have the story, you have the you know, the love interest, but you also have the holy shit where that just happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you turn the page, you're like, oh man.
Yeah. Now that's a page flipper right there. That's what I'm saying. So with some of the stretch goals, let's go over some of those, because you really have some crazy stretch goals. You and I were talking a little bit before here, but there's a Thanksgiving bonus reward bundle of 12 digital comics from awesome indie creators as a thank you to everyone who backs the Kickstarter at any reward pledge level by November 8th. So
That's
can
right.
I go through them real quick?
Yeah, definitely.
By the time I get to Dallas, #1 by Calvin Devonshire, Blackball #1 by MJ Massey, who's awesome. Angry Squad, Code Angry by Lucas Schafel. Beast King #1 by Shane Morrison, Spectrus and Sabanian #1 by Kurt Zauer, Blood and Concrete #1 by Andy Jenkins, Mayfield 8 #1 by Timothy Larson, Voodoo Nations #1 by my boy Travis Gibb and Luke Stone, Man of Sin #1 by Andrew Gildy, thank you. Damage, I actually don't know Andrew, but now I have to meet
He's
him.
a really good dude. He's super nice, and I actually did a podcast with him recently, and he's just, you know, we both are in a mastermind group together about comics, and he's very, very smart dude. He's also a teacher who is doing this, so
God
I mean,
bless him. I
give
have to meet him now.
much love and props for him.
Yeah, anybody who wants to take that kind of damage every day. God, oh, man.
Right?
Damage Inc. #1 by James Burton, Gage and the Dragon's Tear by Patrick Kellner, and Return to Sender #1 by Dave Sumi. That's right,
Yeah, I
Sumi?
mean, these are all great comics. They're, you know, great reads, and these are all free to all my Wolfpack members who back by the end of Sunday.
That's awesome. And obviously, my favorite, as I was talking to Rob earlier before we jumped on. By the way, Mike James Bengston, hello, leader of the Wolfpack, getting some love from Mike. My favorite stretch goal is the limited edition custom Nightwolf minifigures.
Oh yeah,
who doesn't love like Lego guys? See, I mean, why wouldn't you get those? I'm gonna have to get them just so my son can play with them. It's the love of being an 8-year-old or a little bit older like we are.
Yeah, you know what? What's funny about I had the werewolf one my last campaign, and as kind of like a payment for my sons to help me bag and board, you know, slip the boards in the bags before I put the comics in. I basically was like, "Hey, your payment will be one of these old dudes," and they ate it up. So they're super excited to do it again, to get him and add it to their own collection.
I mean, I don't disagree. And how did they must have done well if you're bringing them back for this one?
Oh yeah, I mean, I pretty much got rid of half of, like, I got rid of 50 of them, and I have 50 remaining, which I see is already dwindling down from the last time. So I got and then I got 100 of the Rodney Marcelli human form, and you could probably see there's a scar on his eye, just like, so. I mean, this is like, you know, him in the jacket. Saber Scorpion did an awesome job putting these both together, and, you know, making them look like my characters. And I mean, I'm super stoked just to have them sitting on my desk.
I love it. And I'm telling you, the art, man, just looks fantastic. Who's your artist on this one?
So Carlos Herrera is the main artist. I've had other artists working with me as well when he kind of took a leave of absence. But he is the main line artist, and he does the cover art. He does all the colors for his when he does the covers and pinups. Gat Mellon is the colorist of the book, and he's been with me since issue 3. And so the 16 extra pages so as part of the stretch goals. So the first 4 stretch goals are basically adding the story, 4 pages each by guest writers. Tyler James from Comics Tribe, who also wrote the Red 10, he did the first part. He's doing a Snowpaw kind of story for issue 1 or chapter 1 in this book. So it's extra 4 pages, basically all revolving around her. Chapter 2, we have Madeline Holly Rosing, who is doing a kind of an introduction to how the FBI agents kind of come into the play here in issue 2. They're on a mission investigating alien activity, and she's writing that 4-pager, and then that's when they get the call to come and investigate what's going on in Rodney's small town. And then we have Travis Gibb, who's the 3rd stretch goal that has been unlocked. His story is basically about the villains, planning and plotting, and their 4-pager is in chapter 3 for him. And right now we're halfway to unlocking Kevin Joseph's 4-pager, which is basically kind of talking about what happened to Night Hunter's mentor, Fabian, and kind of that whole little stint with Snowpaw and Night Hunter, and how they no longer work together. Basically kind of giving the why there. And that's going to be added to chapter 4 once we hit 13,000. And plenty more planned out, upgrades to the books, more milestones are going to be unlocked. We have a lot of great stuff planned right now. There's more digital content, there's bookmarks, there's stickers, I have prints that you can get your hands on. Like I said, we just keep growing in numbers, and we'll keep unlocking and hitting those extra freebies that everybody's going to get.
Heck yeah, man. The freebies are what everybody loves. The limited edition freebies, like, people go nuts for.
Oh yeah, I think I had last time we unlocked like 14 tchotchkes that like everybody got to take home.
And that's a great time when I think what people that have never done a Kickstarter, although people watching this stream obviously have done multiple Kickstarters most likely, but for those that haven't done it, to open up, I love opening up a comic that I kicked 100%. It's just, there's something about it that I feel like I was part of something. I love doing it. I don't do it as much anymore because, well, a site is very expensive to run. But when I do the one that is into stretch goals like yours, and you don't open up just a single individual slide, you open up a box, and all this stuff comes out. You feel like you hit the lottery, or you're like you broke open a piñata, and all this stuff just comes flying out. I mean, you're right there. Big time. And that's awesome. I'm super happy for you, man. I mean,
thank you.
It just keeps getting more and more successful. So just to tell everybody, there's 6 days left on that. Get your butts in there. Grab a little bit as more and more goes up. And then obviously, is this the end? Like, is this the end of the story?
Oh no, by no means. This is this is just volume 1. I have 12 issues written. So each volume is going to collect 4 issues each. So there'll be 3 total planned. Plus, so this is as a season 1. Nightwolf is intended to be an ongoing thing. So even past issue 12, but this particular story arc is 12 issues long, and the volumes. So with the hardcover, what's awesome about this hardcover that I'm doing is that it has a die cut claw mark that reveals a werewolf printed on vellum paper over top of the human face, so you can kind of like flip through it and see both versions.
Awesome.
But the basically the stone kind of picturesque of these werewolves battling by a moon each volume is planned to be connected to each other, so it's going to be an ongoing scene. And then, you know, issue 1 is obviously Nightwolf, and then issue 2 will be Snowpaw's face under, or sorry, volume 1 and 2 will be Snowpaw will be under the die cut claw, and then the next one for volume 3 will be Black Claw and his face revealed underneath. So it'll be basically a big collector set when they're all released.
I love it. It's like you might work in marketing or something. The way you put that all together from a content planning perspective.
Well, I wanted to make it something too, like, because I know, like, whereas the trade paperback, it's basically rehashing a lot of, you know, it's collecting the 4 issues that are already out there. So I wanted to give something that was more meaningful than just kind of basically you know, putting it together and reselling. I wanted to have that extra content, those extra pages, that gorgeous cover, you know, and I wanted it to be, you know, something, you know, not just a book that you throw on the shelf. You know, I wanted it to be something you wanted to put on display, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it's great. Jose Loetti coming in saying hello, Rob, and hello, Jeff. Another great creator. And you get, I mean, I think the best part about hanging with us, and I said this a couple interviews ago, is that our crew of people that we know, everybody's like, well, there's a ton of you. There's really not ones that we really work with and know. I mean, obviously we're all very active on social media. We all know who each other are, but we all kind of negate the douchebags from that area. Like, we know who are safe to work with, right? We know who are safe to talk to. We know who are cool people. Obviously, I don't know everybody you know, but the chances of you saying, hey, have you met Jeff? Yeah, he's a cool guy. You're good to go, is very high, where other people are like, you try to not go anywhere near them because you know they're trouble. But the amount of us isn't big. Like, there aren't hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of you know, creator-owned comics or creator owners or publishers or small press or however you might want to titleize yourself, if titleize is even a real word. I mean, in 2020, I guess it could be. But do you agree that, you know, we've he said, I've got Rob, you've backed Rob at least twice. Great book. And to have Jose say that is a big deal.
Yeah, Jose's been with me twice.
Yeah, he's amazing. I mean, Jose is also on the site, one of our partners, which is great.
Yeah, I've backed him as well. You know, I like to support my friends and the community in general. You know, I've even backed people who aren't my friends. If they have a good book, I'm on it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And
I love a good comic.
Yeah, I do too. And I love backing up people who are good people, because you find that a lot of people that try really hard really just want others to read their comic. Mm-hmm. It's great if it makes money. Obviously, it helps to pay back at least everything you spent.
Oh yeah.
So you're not in the tank all the time. But
well, I'm hoping to get there someday.
Yeah. Well, me too. Yeah, me too, for sure. But I think one of those big things is the fact that you do have so much support from other guys like myself that are just like, dude, I'm backing it. Yes, I know you. Yes, we're friends. Or I support you, at least in the fact that I like what you're doing, but they love the comic. And that's a whole nother level.
Yeah. I mean, recently, you know, Shane Morrison and Frank Martin both said, like, they posted something about my comic and how much they liked it, and, you know, and congratulating me on my success, which I was shocked. Like, I didn't expect it. I was very pleased. I mean, it's those things, you know, and from the fans. Like, I recently got a, you know, an email chain from a new follower or Wolfpack member, if you will, just telling me about how much, like, the book has inspired him, and he wants to get into his own. And you know, it's to me, it's like, I still feel like I'm the new kid on the block, where I got that imposter syndrome. So for people to tell me how much the book's meant to them, how much they enjoy reading it, and it helps me to keep going. And it's not just a fluke that I'm you know, here I am past issue 4 doing a trade, and then working towards issue 5 and a spinoff series. You know, I'm so happy the way things have been going, and just people telling me about it. it just helps me feel that fire.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I guarantee you're going to get off this and be like, well, I'm just going to write more tonight. I got 4 more posts to make. Let's do this.
Yeah, right.
Mike is
No
saying,
rest for the wicked.
that's right. Mike is saying, my first time backing Rob, read the first issue, was hooked. Werewolf, witches, all the good stuff.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
That's a great pitch right there. So for those of you that are like, you know what, I really would like to read it, we have issue number 1 available on spinwizcomics.com. Again, Rob and I are partners in this whole thing, at least from that perspective. I'm going to drop the link in. Again, if you're watching on Facebook Live, you can just click on it and it'll bring you right there. If you're on YouTube, just scroll below. There's links below Rob and I, amazingly enough, if you scroll. And yeah, and say nice things, will you? If you could. Not about me. You don't need to say anything nice about me. I'll just delete your comment if it's bad. But about Rob specifically, and obviously about the Nightwolf, which is great. I want you guys to hook him up if you can. It's well worth it. I think you'll really enjoy it. You'll love the art. You will if anybody lived in the 80s, you will know automatically which character is the Baroness, because she is drawn almost identical, and I love every minute of it.
Yeah, if you take Baroness back to their teens, there you go.
That's her. Yeah, before she was all really mean, and I mean, well, I guess she's still mean, but
I mean, yeah, that's remains to be seen. Wink.
yeah,
wink.
I mean, like really mean though. Like in G.I. Joe, she's like villainous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe you can tie that in. I will help you with IDW if you want me to tie that in. Tie that in for you.
I think Hasbro is going to be the harder to get that.
You know, you got to crack some eggs. You know.
Yeah. No. Hey. Yeah. If you want to get me in with IDW and do a crossover, I'd be all about that.
Yeah, I bet you would. And I'd be the one clapping for you, to be honest with you. I think that would be great if I could ever make that connection happen. But maybe once we get IDW on the site and I know who's doing it, I'll hook you up.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I hope to do. So listen, man, we have been on for about 20 minutes. Anything else you want to talk about before we take off tonight?
Yeah, speaking of crossovers, I do want to talk about 2 crossovers that I'm doing now. So right now I am doing a crossover with Tyler James of Comics Tribe. He's running the Wailing Blades hardcover trade paperback as well. We both got together with Joel Movie, his artist, and Gat Melvin, my colorist. They put together this awesome print of Nightwolf battling the Head Taker. So it's Wailing Blade versus Wolfsbane, the Blades. So it's Battle of the Blades.
Damn.
Grab that print if you back both projects at a physical pledge level. And believe me, I'm a huge fan of the Wailing Blade. It's actually one of my favorites. And I mean, I have all of the issues I have, and I'm anticipating grabbing. I've already backed it, but it's only halfway through its funding goal. So, you know, please go check them out as well as us. And then also, Kevin Joseph is also running another campaign tomorrow for Tart. This is for, I believe, 11 and 12.
Mm-hmm.
And Tart is another one of my favorites.
Tart's great.
Yeah, it's so good. And plus, it's such a great crossover for me. So Kevin had this idea. He said, how many heroes can it take to screw in a light bulb? And we both chuckled about it and said, okay, well, let's run with that, right? So my artist, Carlos Herrera, put together this gorgeous, gorgeous piece, basically with Tart sitting on Nightwolf's shoulders, sorry, and she's screwing in the light bulb while he's basically holding off, monsters that are surrounding them, like in the darkness. So while she's bringing the light into the darkness, and that's, it's one of those things where it's like, that analogy of bringing light in the darkness, 2 heroes fighting against, monsters. It's such a gorgeous piece. And that's, again, if you back both projects at a physical pledge level, you will get that print. These are exclusives. You won't get them anywhere else.
Okay. I dropped the link for Wailing Blade in the chat, so we'll drop that in there for Tyler. And obviously, go back that one too if you can. That one has 16 days to go, so a little bit longer. And then Tart's not on Kickstarter though, right? It
starts tomorrow.
Okay.
He has the pre-launch page up.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Yeah,
while I'm here, I try to hook everybody, especially my boys from Scout.
Yeah.
I have, but this is Tart 11 and 12, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I see his Tart Acid in the Toxic Universe. Tart. Let me see if I can find number 11.
I think I have it. Oh wait, I know where I got it for you.
Oh, you're dropping it to me? Okay.
Yeah, I had it on one of the post for the print. I had both campaigns on there, so.
Oh, okay.
I'll drop that into the message for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll drop that in. I mean, again, I like kind of hooking up my peeps as long as, I mean, I don't normally do that, but since you've brought it up, I'm like, yeah, I think we're probably pretty safe. And again, Tart is fantastic. I've never met Kevin.
He's a great dude. Actually, I haven't met him in person, but he and I have we've chatted. We've done video chats, and when we were working together on his 4-pager for me, he's a super nice guy. I'm so glad that I got to know him over the last year, and same with that. Tyler, Travis, and Madeline. They're all great people, and I'm glad I got to work with them. It's been such an honor for me to be able to publish their works in my world with my characters. I'm super excited about it, and I'm excited to share this new art done by Carlos and Gat in putting it in the chapters of this book. I can't wait for you guys to see it, to read it. It's just so good.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, and I love the fact that you're doing those crossovers, and it shows that you have gone from literally an idea and making it happen to people being like, hell yeah. I mean, that's a big in the indie community. That's a very big deal when people look at your stuff and they say, not only do we like you, but hell yes, we like how that matches up. That is a big, kudos to you.
Thank you.
I mean, and you've only had, well, obviously this will be your 4th main issue, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That's a lot of doing in a little bit of time. So huge congratulations to you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. So listen, those are all great. I want to thank everybody for being here for sure. Rob, thank you for being here. That was amazing. Make sure you check out the Kickstarter. If you want to get a little bit of love beforehand, go check it out on spinwizcomics.com. You can check it out on either the web or our iOS app or our Android app. Go knock yourself out, read it, you'll enjoy it. And then if you really love it, kick it, but you got 6 days. And if you're watching this on YouTube, best of luck. I don't know when you're watching this, so there's nothing I can do for you there. But listen, man, thanks for being here. Thanks for spending some time with me tonight.
Thank you for having me.
With the fan base, I wish you all the luck in this, especially for the next 6 days, because those are sometimes the most hectic. And hang on the line with me just a minute so I can say goodbye to everybody else, and I'll be right back to you.
Sounds good.
All right,
night, everybody.
Thank you. All right. Cool dude, right? I mean, I'm telling you, if there's anybody you want to back up, I mean, granted, I don't work with assholes anyway, but Rob is the opposite of that. He's excellent at what he does. He's a great dude. The story's fantastic. The lines are great. The color's great. All these stretch goals are just amazing. And it really is going to somebody who took something from a number one, just like we're going to do it. And he's just really is gravitating towards something much bigger because of A, who he is, and B, of the comic itself is just that good. So, and plus the dude's got Legos. I mean, who has custom Legos? Go get a custom Lego. Mike, you are welcome. Hey, the Wolfpack leader, he and I have talked multiple times. I can't wait till COVID is over so he and I can actually shake hands and have a beverage together, an adult beverage, if you will. I'm usually a bourbon and scotch guy, but I'll pretty much drink anything except for vodka. So anyway, thank you all for being here. We're going to be back on Sunday. It's going to be another great show. Actually, it is, again, with a guy that's actually doing a movie instead of a comic, but he does comics as well. So make sure you tune in for that. And every Wednesday and Sunday, most every Wednesday and Sunday, we make this happen. So go check it out. Again, download our iOS and Android app. It's free. We have over 400 titles, which is like something crazy, like 1,500 comics or something like that, mixed in with graphic novels. It's insane. Go read stuff. Go check it out. Make sure you read Rob's first, because if you don't, and you go to something else and he finds out, he's going to be upset at me, and I don't want him to. Otherwise, have a wonderful night. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the rest of the week. Thanks for taking 24 minutes out of your schedule of watching and refreshing the Politico page to find out who's going to actually take Nevada and spending it with me. Have a great night. Enjoy yourself. We'll talk to you again real soon. Later.